Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Vampyr. We're going to be continuing where we left off, and I figured to start off the episode, we're just going to go around the hospital and we're going to meet everybody. So, let's get around to doing that. Take me to a hospital. Do, 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 do. Let's start with you. Hi.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr.
Pippa Lowenstocking.
Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Yeah, it hasn't taken me long to figure out y'all are fucked, kind of, right now.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Get a grip, woman.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry. I'm
Do that as
exhausted.
a slap option.
No
Get
one has
a hold
any
of yourself.
idea when this epidemic will be over.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Alright. You been a nurse long?
How long have you been a nurse?
Or long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
Should I just say you're right? Because usually these mean I get a hint from her. Change your
I
attitude.
don't like your attitude, Nurse Hawkins. Pessimism can be as lethal as the epidemic in times like these.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Well, that's a problem, sure. But also, there's a patient right behind you, and if she heard you talking like that, that would be a cause for complaint.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton so grumpy? Why is he a grumpy
Why
grouch?
is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Ooh, a new hint about Milton. Milton's reputation is mediocre among his colleagues.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
I'll see about that when I'm talking to him. Oh, no, we already asked about that. And those all require hints.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Why is that? I don't know why that was there. That red circle. You sound like you're in pain, man.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr.
Hey, man,
Reed.
don't talk
I've
like that.
recently taken the position
It's
of
not
head
about what's
surgeon.
on the outside. It's about what's on the inside.
Am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Yeah, you definitely look like you've seen some better days there, buddy.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient?
You don't have to be
here?
such a dick
It's the
about it.
pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars. if you get my drift.
Can I do
Can I
anything?
do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
The epitome of PTSD.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Okay.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France
Not on the
myself.
first date.
I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
None taken.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Do. Oh god.
Daily routine.
So it looks like when you look in a mirror as a vampire, it looks kinda melted, I guess. How are you, miss?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal.
Jesus.
You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy.
I mean, if you have a
You'll
Clementine
never
orange,
forget
I'll
the
eat
night
it.
You met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Ah, you're a vampire. Interesting. So, in the top left here, when you hit left trigger, although it says left bumper. Oh, left bumper would be if I was to mesmerize her. It will show you what your mesmerized level needs to be to hypnotize somebody to eat them. You gain mesmerized levels throughout the game. And it's not like a skill tree or anything that you unlock. It just happens at certain story points.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Describe it.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
And ever heard of Cotard syndrome?
I
think
see.
that's how you pronounce it.
Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome?
Cotard's.
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty. mortal.
Takes a vampire to know a
You can't
vampire.
even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Well, yes. We also got a hint for her. Thelma is affected by the Cotard syndrome and Cotard syndrome. I don't know how to pronounce that. And believes she is a vampire. Also, I didn't point this out earlier. You can see the blood level quality go up with each hint. So you can miss these. So we could get locked out of them. But yeah, that's how you increase blood flow.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howard?
It's only a cover to hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want.
Uh-huh.
As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Okay, do it. No one's gonna stop you. Go ahead, do it. That's what I
Who
thought.
are these enemies you mentioned?
True vampire
Can you
here.
describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff
Don't
here
worry.
are not your
I'll
enemy.
protect you, my
They're here
dark
to
queen.
help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people
Vampyr.
will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Oh, I think I'll manage. Local investigations. A new citizen investigation is available. I just have to push this button. And basically these are just side quests. And we'll start tracking. That one's already being tracked. Okay, perfect. Personal questions. Who are you really?
Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Hmm? Proof of my powers?
Kind of, yeah.
I'm curious to know who you were before.
I need to see at least some ID or something.
No, it's such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Talk to this dude.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard.
Are you related to Dan
Does my
Aykroyd?
arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need
Gee,
here
thanks.
are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Do you have a
If
problem,
you have a problem
bitch?
with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree
Yeah,
with it.
he gets to
I
do
know
whatever he
we've
wants.
never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
You don't really need to be so hostile.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
And what about you? What are you doing to help, huh? Dr. Dan Aykroyd? I'm calling you Dan Aykroyd from now
Since
on.
your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness?
I mean, that's kind of fair,
Exactly what are you talking about?
considering
We're
that
here
he's
to
more
save
into
lives.
vampires than anything.
People who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
New hint available. He hates modern medicine. Hates it.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not
What's up,
use the
legend?
wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Welcome
Be
to the
careful
show.
what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
We
I
play
only
as a
want you to
vampire
admit
doctor.
You used those
Yeah.
men to improve your theories.
We'll go with
Knowledge
this one.
has always been and will remain our main weapon, and it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
It is not a question of initiative. It is a question of integrity.
What stick is up
These
your
men and
ass,
women
bro?
have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
It seems you have bad memories of your military military service.
I refuse
Way
to
to just
see this
prod.
industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Alright.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
God, I've been recording for 15 minutes and we're still talking to people. It's gonna be a bit of a boring episode. We've already met Dr. Crane. Oh, can I get in here? Don't mind me, I'm a doctor. An unfinished letter. There we go. Pembroke Hospital, 2nd of November. My dear children, sorry I did not write to you before, but it hurts as like hell to just write these few words on bloody paper. Don't worry, Daddy will go out of the hospital soon as the doctors fix his arm. In the meantime, if you ever need something, go see Mr. Chadwick at the construction site and tell him you are Harvey Fiddick's children. You remember Robert Chadwick, the big guy with the mustache who helped me repair the house doors last spring? Go see him and ask for a few bob. He won't refuse to spare you a few. I'm sorry I can't work anymore for now, but we'll figure out something as soon as I'm out. Don't worry, everything will be fine as soon as Daddy's arm is strong again. As soon as the doctors have fixed my arm. Harvey Fiddick, who we've yet to meet, but Harvey will not be able to feed his family as long as his arm is still injured, which is a problem. Talk to you.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Citizen hints. As a vampire, you can reveal information about somebody based in the blue hint. I'll get to that in a minute.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose this career,
What made
though?
you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me.
Hold on one sec. Why is my recording doing that?
I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your
There you
side.
go. Should I? Should I? Nah. I'll be nice. I will be nice.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Yeah, little did you know, a little thing in 2020 would, the flea market will... Wi-Fi is trash, but it's surprisingly still working. I mean, at least you're still able to watch it. Or at least listen to me just
I based
ramble
my
on
technique
about
on my mentor's
vampires.
research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories at first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you...
Thoreau's experiments in blood transfusion have not been successful yet. Of course not, because he's not a vampire.
You won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Okay. How about talk to me about the
What can
hospital?
you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Optimistic or kiss ass?
You seem quite
Two different
optimistic.
things.
It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Yeah.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see.
Fetch quest.
Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
New investigation.
What do you think?
Aykroyd
of
seems
Dr.
to have a stick up his ass,
aversion
huh?
to modern medical methods.
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Aykroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Aykroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Well, don't hold back any punches.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
So it says you gotta remain neutral, but I feel like remaining neutral is very alienated in a way. Like, you want to wish that your patients get better.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Aykroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Tell
Okay,
me
what
Mr.
is the
Fiddick's
story?
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Ah. Harvey is blaming himself for the injury. I see. Looks like we're gonna have to have a discussion with Mr. Fiddick. Where is he? There he is. Hi there.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Right. So, see, I could get this dude now, but I want to wait.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy
Also,
waiting to get his arm fixed.
I'm making it a
So I can
point
return
to
work.
only kill people
family.
that I think
I was
deserve
more
it.
curious about what you were doing before.
I'm not going to
being
kill everybody.
hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter.
I'm going to have
some
some restraint.
But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
That's
I
fair.
often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, But you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't.
What makes you
lie
think
to
that?
About it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
You seem worried.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Oh, wow.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
That's not your fault.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
That's rough.
You can't hold
That's really
yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
About the death of your wife. Also, want to point out. So, since we got all the hints for Harvey, his total XP, if we were to kill him, would give us 1,000 XP, which is a lot. But, I'm going to say again, I'm not killing him.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that would have felt like.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl. Treats me like a fool.
Next group of patients.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal in the medical field.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes.
AKA, we have all the poor people.
Rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Okay.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something
Yeah,
in particular that's...
beggars kind of can't
Some
be
of the
choosers
staff
in this
were not
case.
especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me about your
Tell me
arrival.
more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She
Yeah.
managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Sorry, what? She charged you?
you for a bed.
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Yeah, and that's not going to be tolerated here. I'm going to have a word with her in a minute.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Hello, young man.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Jesus.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me.
I plan on killing
She won't rest
somebody.
while I'm here.
I'm just...
She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
I'm a creature of habit. I wait, get some information, and then kill him when I can get a lot of XP out of him.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of.
Hell hath no
She
fury,
would
like a
tie
woman
herself to
scorned.
my bed if you asked her to leave.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Ryan Goswick.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Now, in the meantime, I have a nurse I have to go berate right now.
Come now, we can handle this.
Hi.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Nope, not there. I guess I can't
Goodbye,
talk to her
Nurse
about it.
Hawkins.
Melty face, I'm a melty face. There's another guy we need to go talk to.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters.
Where is he?
Where are they hiding?
Oh, there he is.
I should investigate.
Hello, doctor.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague. Are you a doctor?
How'd you hear I was
Not
dead?
anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
Why do you want me to kill Nurse Hawkins?
It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These
Why
bodies
Nurse
are empty
Hawkins, though?
vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
She knows why. That's her reasoning.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Have we met before? Because you seem to know that I died.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Yeah. Yeah, she's super relieved.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is...
Except for the fact that I murdered her, but other than that, yeah, she's good.
Very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
Okay, time for some personal
A
questions.
pawnbroker. I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you?
Yeah, who would trade
It's
with a
very
morgue doctor?
unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
Uh-huh. What's your definition of good, though?
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade. I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Okay. You believe in life after death, though?
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Goodwill will be here until
You
the day
really believe
the world
goodwill
stops
can
turning.
last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Well, you'll die. I won't. I'll be walking around drinking mojitos.
So you're ready to...
Bloody mojitos.
No, I am not. I don't fear death, for I won't see it. What troubles me is the pain my death will inflict to those I know.
You're a wise man, Mr. Chidana.
No, Dr. Reed. I am a foolish man. But I like to think otherwise.
Alright. That's enough
Goodbye,
questioning for
Mr.
him.
Chidana.
Oh. When it turns bright pink like that, it means there's something happening. So I think for them, I have to go this way. Here we go.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Jesus. That got dark pretty quick. So Mortimer tried to kill himself.
So lucky to have Dr. Reed, you know. I met him in
I heard my name. What's going on?
If only there were more of us, with less resignation and more determination.
Safer Reed than anywhere else in the East End.
Sorry to interrupt.
Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Yeah, I need to talk to you about some stuff.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London, I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's kind of like people are more important.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Well, hopefully me being here will fix that. Or I'll kill everybody. We're not sure yet.
Staff in the hospital.
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me
Positive
more
traits.
about cherished people.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any
Well, damn.
opinion about the management?
I think it's a lot more than just
Swansea
professional
himself.
courtesy.
But I must admit, he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Yeah, come to the company parties and whatnot.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
That's all for now with him. I'll talk to Milton here.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure
Fair.
I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Good to know. So I've heard some stuff about you.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
How is the
Pretty fair.
situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything. And it's getting worse every day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Since you're on the front
At least he's honest.
how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital. That's incredibly dangerous.
And
Go there
unethical.
yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
New investigation.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
I think he has a right to be angry.
Goodbye, Milton.
Alright, and there's just one last person to talk to. Question is, where is she? Where the hell is she? I'd only be able to see him from there. Where are you going there, Doc? This heart's beating super fast. This is the part where I go outside and I figure out what he's doing. Let's see if I remember right. It's gonna be over here.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find something.
That shit, what's going on? Alright, hopefully I'm still in time to do that thing. There we go. Whew.
Damn it! Why is this so difficult every time?
Yeah, he doesn't notice the man just sitting outside the window.
That is better. That is better. I will make it through one more night.
So Doc here is shooting himself up with drugs in order to stay up. Actually, nope, wrong button. Let's do this one first. Find the lost wallet. Come on, get stabbed. Get stabbed. Ow! Bitch. Dead. Just picking up stuff in the trash can. Always a good idea. Die, die, die. And I'm gonna suck your blood. Come and get me. A photograph. It's a photograph of Milton and Pippa.
So, Mr. Hooks and Miss Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Question is, does it matter? Not really. But I'm a Snoopy motherfucker. Let's go have a conversation with Milton, if I can find him. God damn it, I get lost in this so much. Do 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 do. Ah. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Do Where is Pippa? Where the hell is she? There she is. Did I walk by her? Oh, I must have.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
I heard some things which I can't talk to you about. A long letter. Hello, sis. How are things in the big city? Here in Brum, things are not so good. It seems the flu is here again, and we have many new cases of infection in the neighborhood. Do you remember Miss Scheller? The old drinking hag from the 3rd floor? She passed away 2 days ago, and her flat is already occupied again. Geez, you would have to pay me a huge amount of money to go sleep in the bed in which the woman died in the flu just a few hours ago. Sorry, I did not take time quickly to answer your last letter. Between taking care of little Paul, Mom, Dad, and my job at the factory, I rarely find time to write to my favorite sister. By the way, my son always says hello to his Auntie Pippa. You should see the little bugger, already driving me mad, and Mom says you bring back some of those marvelous cakes the next time you come back home. In your last letter, you told me that you thought about quitting your job at the Pembroke Hospital. I had to tell you, Pip, you better think twice. There are always jobs at the factory, but wages are shit, and it's as boring as the day without a shag. Oh, I have a new fiance. No, I'm not a slut, you moral bitch. You, sisterly love. So if you really want to quit and do something more useful than counting the dead every morning, maybe you better stay in London and join the band you told me about, the Guard or Priven, something like that. Never heard of them, but if they are like you said, and some sort of civil militia trying to make a difference, then maybe it's a good choice for you. Just be sure to let the others go in front. That's how my poor Billy got killed in France, by leading too many patrols. Bloody war. Anyway, come back as soon as you can and give me all the good news before that. Now I can probably talk to her about this.
Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening.
Blah, blah, blah. No. There we go.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
I mean, she's not exactly wrong.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Oh, Milton, I'm gonna be a snoopy little bitch. Don't you walk away from me, Milton. You know I'm gonna talk to you about this. Milton, don't walk away from me.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Found your
I
wallet.
have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet. With all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Well, Jesus.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples...
Two lovers bound in despair.
...in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
And that is all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
I would see
Do
that
you know
wrong with
that
it.
Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, Where can we go? Where is it safe?
In these times, pretty much nowhere is safe. Let's be honest. Investigation complete. There she is.
Good evening.
Good evening.
La 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 la.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
What about
And what
Milton?
about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes?
Not that it's any of my business,
Milton
but I'm
Hooks
gonna
is
make it
my
my
man.
business.
If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins, but are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke, but we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
And that's all love is.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
That's life. That's life. That's amore. So that was a thing I could open. Hello, nurse.
Good evening, Nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan.
Can you at least,
Welcome to the
you know,
Pembroke
face me when you're
Did
having
he
a
really?
conversation with me?
It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised. I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He
I
is
wonder why.
convinced it is the
Does it have a fact where he's into vampires?
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
An invisible enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
You kinda can't fight an invisible killer. That's the whole point of being invisible.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Nurse Brown,
Yeah, I've
if
noticed.
you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No, I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Alright, well, at least she's honorable.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore. does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Tell me, nurse, did you know Dr. Tippett was addicted to medication?
I suspected this behavior for some time, but never dared to ask him about it. Until the day he confessed to me.
Why did he confess to you?
Why would he confess to you about his addiction, Nurse Brannigan?
Don't you know you doctors can't hide anything from a nurse? We're always there, even if you don't notice us.
Do you consider yourselves our confessors, Nurse Brannigan?
I wouldn't dare, Dr. Reed. But I'm intrigued. How did you discover Dr. Tippett's secret?
What can I say? I seem to have a knack for discovering secrets.
And
See, he
for hiding
turned
them as
pink,
well.
and then I kind of just followed his pink light to a secret area, and just kind of eavesdropped
Of course
on
I
him.
don't approve. But I understand he needs it to fight the exhaustion. Let's hope he'll stop injecting himself once the epidemic is over.
And what if he doesn't?
Then we'll have to convince him to stop. I believe he's still in control of his addiction, for now, but we must remain vigilant.
I'm always a fan of an intervention.
Goodbye, nurse. Call.
Do. Oh, Dr. Tippett. Dr. Tippett. There you are.
We are.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Yeah. You're exhausted.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think
Corcoran.
about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
You look tired.
She should not have told you that. I'll have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
At least you'll be listening to somebody.
I know you're taking drugs, Corcoran. Why take such a risk?
I need it to endure the long shifts. We have no idea how long the epidemic will last. We can't let it win.
I understand the gesture, Doctor. An immediate answer to an emergency.
You walk around like a
situation,
druggie.
But this can't be a long-term solution.
Thank you for your understanding, my dear colleague. And be assured, I have total control of my consumption.
That's what all drug addicts say. They can quit whenever they want. And guess what? That turns out to be a fucking lie. Oop. Do. Here we go. Reach the pharmacy. So, let's go check out who's been stalking Thelma. I'm just keeping an eye out just in case. So it's in this area, I imagine. Yeah, it's in this area. I think it's back here. Oop, stuff. More stuff. Gotcha. Missed me. Steak. Nom 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 nom. And dead. Steal this. Steal what's in here. Steal what's on him. Steal some of this stuff. 25th of October. From Guard of Pre-1 Command Post to East End Patrols. Objective or object? Vampire activity. Hospital. Survey. Investigate. 3 days ago, one of our new recruits heard a rumor about the presence of a female vampire hiding in the Pembroke Hospital, London East End. All we have is her first name, Thelma. Your mission is to discreetly go there and observe any suspicious activity concerning said leech. Then report directly back to us, and we will decide what action should be taken. Now we gotta go find where the command post is. And we gotta kill him. And I see a trash can that's glowy. Glowy trash can. Oop. I'm just making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound. Oh Jesus Christ, they're 11. Woo! Gonna eat you. Ow! I need heal. Ah, shit! Get away from me! I'll fucking bite you! Huh, huh. Take that. Ow. Ow. Put an end to you. Fucking bite you. Fucking shooting me with a shotgun. Blood spear. Fucking shoots me with a shotgun. I fucking blood spear him to death. Where's the other dude? Oh well. No, so every vampire story has a different way how people turn into vampires. Like some cases involve you bite somebody and then they have to drink your blood, other things like that. So just from biting them, it won't turn them into vampires, especially since I'm murdering the fuck out of them.
This is despicable.
Workbench. And I can create different types of stuff here. Break all that down. I still can't do any of this shit, so I'm not gonna do it yet. I am gonna rest, however, and level up some bit. Good, yeah, defensive skill. Let's go with that. And big thirst. Nope, nope, we want to confirm this. Okay, so that's done. What, where? Ow, shit! You fucking... Come here.
We have to stop it!
Woo! Fight you. Woo! Blood spear. Ah, shit. Gotcha. Blood spear. Fucking bitch. Ah, shit. You fucking... Gotcha. And you're dead. Here's this dude. Alright, well, that was fun. I sure hope I find that command post very soon.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye.
Over where? Here? Ah, you fucking... You son of a bitch. Gotcha. Whoop. And then I'm gonna suck your blood. You fucking bitch. I need to heal. Steal your stuff, steal your stuff, steal your stuff. I don't want to fuck with that thing. That's a goddamn werewolf. I am not messing with that. I always hit the wrong button. Oop. So, I have to go back, right, or left, down, and left again. I need to make it easy. I'm gonna be checking this map for a little bit. Trash can. Howdy, boys. God damn it. Fucking come here. Kill this one. Ah, oh, damn it. I was getting crowded. How far back did that put me? The loading times are killing me. Oh wow, so I basically lose all my blood. That's great. That's really great. Oh. God damn it. Fuck. Damn it. Damn it. Fucking come here. That's one. Woo! Gonna eat you. Why are you saying hooray first, death? Ah, shit. And drink your blood. Blood spear. Woo! I hate that. Steal your stuff. Please tell me this is it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fight, fight, fight. Blood spear. Blood spear. Why am I dying? I don't understand. The fire shouldn't have been doing that much damage to me. Probably because they're like 10 levels above me. Probably what it is. Do I have to fight those fucking 3 dudes again? Gotcha. Come on. Got you. And drain you. I don't know why you're so happy that I'm dying. Blood spear. Blood spear. You son of a bitch. Oh, that's such bullshit. That was grade A bullshit. Can I sneak up on this dude and drain him? Damn it! Back up. Fuck! I need to kill that dude first. I need to kill that dude first. I want to point out I'm also taking on targets that are way higher than me as far as levels go. Technically, I don't fully die. You son of a bitch. Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I'd hope. Gotcha. No, you don't. Gotcha. And he's on you. Blood spear. Gotcha. Alright, so I need to kill that big dude first. Maybe I can just take him out with his blood spears. Son of a bitch with that burning attack. God damn it. I can kill 2 of them with just the blood spear. I know I can. I just have to get them lined up. This may be my last attempt for the night. Okay. Try that one more fucking time. Gotcha. Let's be.
Fuck, he's dead! I'll kill it!
Oh, come the fuck on. This game is hard when it wants to be. This is why killing people is a good thing. Because this makes stuff like this a lot easier. No, you don't. The answer is, I don't like fire. So much blood. God damn it.
Put an end to you!
Gotcha. Let's be. Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm just gonna try to kill these 2 with blood spear. Oh, I didn't know that goes back up. Jesus. Got you. Got you. Let's be. Now this dude should be fine. Let's be. Woo! Let's be. Oh, fucking finally I killed those dudes. A large box of pills, shotgun shells, bullets, bottle of alcohols. Blood spear. Shit. Oh, he's dead. Used pre-one steak. Shillings. Large box of pills, small bottle. 2nd of November. Scout Lewis Cagney to Mr. Jeffrey McCullum. Object, Pembroke Hospital, survey vampire activity. Sir, having observed the Pembroke Hospital for 2 weeks now, and we can confirm the vampire activity there. First, we now have proof of the presence of a female leech inside the hospital. The beast is clever. She acts like a mental patient to hide her true unholy condition. I personally sneaked inside the hospital and heard the creature whining about her need for blood since her body is decaying. But it gets worse. The administrator of the Pembroke Hospital is Dr. Swansea. According to our team leader, Amanda Tilton, who died yesterday in a fight against the skull by the canal, he may be a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. If that's true, then there may be something big going on at the Pembroke. Maybe even a nest of vampires, protected by those bloody traitors of the Stole. We don't know what to do, but we are convinced you better come quickly with reinforcements and heavy gear. Alright. Now that that's done, big pain in my ass, we can go back to the hospital, tell Thelma there's nothing to worry about, and then call this a successful evening. Dear God, was that annoying though. I'm not gonna fight that thing. Because I want to die just to have everything not count. After all that. Did you hear a baby? I heard a baby. Pembroke Hospital. Healthy. God, that took way longer than it should have. Where's Thelma? There she is. Hey, Thelma.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
About those people that were tracking you.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding.
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from
what you're
a peasant
capable of.
I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I'll keep that proposition in mind. Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I'm guessing fuck
I saw
all.
one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
Uh-huh.
You have no idea what problems your claim could cause if heard by the wrong people, Miss Howcroft. You must stop this nonsense, now.
Why fear the truth? Strange things live in the dark, Dr. Reed. Strange and ancient beings that were here before this island even had a name.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Wrong target. Investigation succeeded. Woo. And with that, we're gonna save. Can I level anything up first? Or no? I cannot. But either way, we'll just do this so I can say I saved. And with that, we will call this a successful evening. I hope everyone had a good time, and I hope that see you next time. Bye!